Welcome to English Language and Wisdom. Our channel is dedicated to enhancing your English skills through the power of storytelling. Each video is crafted to provide an engaging and immersive experience, making learning English enjoyable and effective. Friends, today's topic is improving accent through reading and listening. Please stay tuned till the end to become comfortable in English so that your subconscious mind become more active and start catching the new things gradually. Okay, guys, let's get started the lesson. In the bustling city of Leora, there lived a young woman named Sophia. Sophia had always been fascinated by languages and had a particular love for English. However, despite her proficiency in the language, she struggled with her accent. She longed to speak with the fluency and intonation of a native speaker. One day, while wandering through an old bookstore, Sophia stumbled upon a section dedicated to audio books and classic literature. Among the dusty shelves, she found a beautifully bound collection of English short stories, complete with an accompanying audio CD. Intrigued, she decided to buy it, hoping it might help her improve her accent. Sophia's journey began that evening. She sat by her window, the city lights twinkling outside, and opened the book. She read the first story aloud, following along with the audio CD. The narrator's voice was clear and expressive, each word enunciated perfectly. As Sophia read along, she mimicked the narrator's intonation and pronunciation. At first, it was challenging. Sophia struggled to keep pace with the narrator and often stumbled over words. But she was determined. Every night, she dedicated an hour to this practice. She would listen, pause, and repeat, ensuring she captured the nuances of each word and phrase. Gradually, her accent began to improve. Sophia discovered that listening to stories was not only helping her accent, but also deepening her understanding of the language. The stories were rich with cultural references and idiomatic expressions that she had not encountered in her textbooks. She felt as though she was not just learning a language, but immersing herself in a whole new world. One of her favorite stories was The Garden Party by Catherine Mansfield. The narrator's soothing voice brought the characters to life, and Sophia found herself lost in the world of the story. She would often close her eyes and just listen, letting the rhythm and melody of the language wash over her. This auditory immersion was a crucial part of her learning process. Sophia also started recording herself as she read aloud. She would play back the recordings and compare them with the audiobook. This self-assessment helped her identify areas where she needed improvement. She noticed that her intonation was becoming more natural and her pronunciation more accurate. Encouraged by her progress, Sophia decided to expand her practice. She began listening to podcasts and watching English movies with subtitles. She paid close attention to the way native speakers pronounced words and phrases. She mimicked their accents, trying to capture the subtle differences in sounds that made their speech so fluent and natural. Sophia also joined an online language exchange community. She connected with native English speakers who were learning her native language. They would have conversations, alternating between English and her language. Her partners were patient and provided valuable feedback on her accent and pronunciation. These real-time conversations were immensely beneficial. One of her language exchange partners, Emma, became a close friend. Emma was a teacher from London with a clear, articulate accent. She encouraged Sophia to read English poetry aloud. Poetry, with its rhythmic patterns and rich language, was a fantastic tool for improving intonation and stress patterns. They would often have virtual poetry reading sessions, enjoying the beauty of the language together. Sophia's dedication to improving her accent began to pay off. Her friends and colleagues noticed the change in her speech. She was more confident and fluent, her words flowing smoothly. She felt a sense of accomplishment and pride in her progress, but she knew there was always room for improvement and continued her practice diligently. One day, while browsing the internet, Sophia came across a website offering free storytelling webinars. These webinars were hosted by professional storytellers from different parts of the English-speaking world. Excited by the opportunity, she signed up for the next available session. The webinar was a revelation. The storyteller's voice was captivating, their accent flawless. Sophia learned how intonation, rhythm, and pauses could bring a story to life. She practiced the techniques she learned, incorporating them into her own reading and speaking. Her accent became more expressive and dynamic. Inspired by the webinar, Sophia decided to start a storytelling club in her local community. She wanted to share the joy of learning through stories with others. The club met once a week at the local library. Members took turns reading stories aloud and providing feedback on each other's pronunciation and accent. The storytelling club became a popular event. It attracted people of all ages and backgrounds, each eager to improve their English through the power of stories. The club members supported each other, sharing tips and resources. They read everything from classic literature to modern short stories, exploring different genres and styles. Sophia was thrilled to see the club's success. It was a testament to the power of stories in language learning. She saw members' confidence grow as their accents improved. They began to speak more fluently and naturally, their love for the language evident in their voices. One of the club's most memorable sessions was a themed reading of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The members took on different roles, bringing the characters to life with their voices. The room was filled with laughter and applause, each member's accent improving with every word spoken. Sophia also introduced the club to shadowing, a technique where learners repeat after a native speaker, mimicking their speech as closely as possible. They used this technique with audiobooks, podcasts, and even songs. It was a fun and effective way to improve pronunciation and fluency. As Sophia's accent continued to improve, she decided to challenge herself further. She enrolled in a public speaking course. The course helped her refine her speaking skills, focusing on clarity, projection, and expression. She learned how to engage an audience and deliver her message with confidence. The public speaking course culminated in a final presentation. Sophia chose to tell a story from her favorite book. As she stood before the audience, she felt a mixture of nervousness and excitement. She took a deep breath and began. Her voice was clear and confident, her accent nearly flawless. The audience was captivated. Sophia's presentation was a success. Her instructor praised her for her expressive delivery and natural accent. She felt a deep sense of accomplishment, knowing that her hard work and dedication had paid off. Her journey had not been easy, but it was incredibly rewarding. Encouraged by her success, Sophia continued to explore new ways to improve her accent. She attended language workshops and seminars, always eager to learn more. She read extensively, listened to various audio materials, and practiced speaking with native speakers whenever she could. Sophia's journey also inspired others in her community. They saw how she had transformed her accent through reading and listening to stories, and they wanted to follow in her footsteps. She became a mentor to many, sharing her techniques and encouraging them to practice regularly. One day, Sophia was invited to speak at a language learning conference. She was asked to share her story and the methods she had used to improve her accent. Standing before a large audience, she felt a mix of pride and gratitude. She spoke about the power of stories, the importance of practice, and the value of persistence. Her speech resonated with many attendees. They were inspired by her journey and eager to apply her techniques in their own learning. Sophia received numerous messages of thanks and appreciation, each one reinforcing her belief in the power of stories. As years passed, Sophia continued to improve her accent and fluency. She never stopped learning, always seeking new ways to refine her skills. She published a blog sharing her experiences and tips for improving accents through reading and listening. The blog became popular among language learners worldwide. Sophia's love for English and her dedication to mastering the language opened up many opportunities. She traveled to English-speaking countries, immersing herself in the culture and practicing her accent with native speakers. Each trip enriched her understanding of the language and further improved her pronunciation. Her travels also led to new friendships and collaborations. She met language experts, educators, and fellow learners, each contributing to her journey. She attended international conferences, sharing her story and learning from others. Her network of language enthusiasts grew, creating a global community of support and encouragement. Through her journey, Sophia realized that improving an accent was not just about speaking clearly. It was about connecting with the language on a deeper level. It was about understanding its rhythm, its music, and its soul. Stories had been her gateway to this deeper connection, and she was grateful for every word she had read and listened to. Sophia's journey also led her to explore the works of different authors. She read the works of Shakespeare, Dickens, and Austen, each offering a different perspective on the English language. She found that reading aloud from these works not only improved her accent, but also gave her a richer understanding of the language's history and evolution. Sophia's dedication and passion for English earned her recognition in the language learning community. She was invited to contribute to language learning journals and websites, sharing her methods and experiences. Her articles were well received, inspiring many to incorporate reading and listening to stories into their language learning routines. One of Sophia's proudest moments was when she was invited to give a TED Talk. She spoke about her journey, the power of stories, and the techniques she had used to improve her accent. Her talk was widely viewed and appreciated, further establishing her as a respected voice in the language learning community. Sophia continued to lead her storytelling club, which had grown significantly. They began hosting annual storytelling festivals, inviting storytellers from around the world. These festivals became a celebration of language and culture, bringing people together through the shared love of stories. The impact of Sophia's work extended beyond her community. Her methods were adopted by schools and language institutes, helping students improve their accents through reading and listening to stories. She was invited to conduct workshops and training sessions for teachers, sharing her techniques and experiences. Sophia's journey also had a personal impact. Her improved accent and fluency gave her the confidence to pursue new opportunities. She became a sought